Welcome to the Efficient Windows Collaborative and the Windows Selection Tool. We hope that you're able to use this site as a resource for your customers and stakeholders to help recognize the value of efficient Windows and to make their purchasing decisions a little bit easier and more straightforward. To get started, I just want to show our new home page. Up in the top left-hand corner, you'll notice our new logo, the Efficient Windows Collaborative, powered by NFRC. We wanted to make sure that people see the connection and know the connection between the EWC and NFRC. So as you scroll down the home page, there's more information on the Windows Selection Tool. We also talk a little bit about NFRC and the connection between EWC and NFRC. And there's a link to a consumer video. All of our annual sustainability sponsors are also recognized on the EWC. And then there's some popular links at the bottom. And then finally on our footer, you're able to follow us on social media and access those links. And then scrolling back to the top, I'm not going to go through each page, but the top menu items include benefits of efficient Windows, understanding Windows, and then we have an additional resources tab. So if you haven't had the opportunity to look through the pages on the EWC, I encourage you to take a look, see what information we have, and give us your feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the Windows Selection Tool now. And first thing, it'll pop you up to a box that gives a little bit more information on what the tool is. So just click Let's Get Started. And that brings you to the first question, which is your zip code. That determines where you're located. So I'm just going to pop a zip code in, and this one is in Baltimore, and it also tells you which climate zone you're in. So on the next slide, it asks you two additional questions. How big is your home? And then how old your home is. So I just want to pause quickly here, just for those of you who are familiar with the current Windows Selection Tool. The next step would be to ask 3 additional questions. In the updated tool, we're now taking people right to the results. We just are making an effort to minimize how many people we're losing along their search and get people to their search results as quickly as possible. They will have the opportunity to answer these questions in the next step. So I'm going to click Show My Results. And here is where people will see all of their results. It will keep the person's information, where they're located, and then the answers to their questions. And here are the 3 questions I was referring to just a minute ago, that you can customize your results by answering the orientation of your home, window coverage, and shading. And then we do define each one of these things just so that users know exactly how to answer the questions. And then you'll notice I'm going to change these answers. The energy cost to my right will change slightly as I change these answers. So now I'm going to move over and talk about the card and what information is found on each of them. So looking at this first card, a best triple pane window, ideal for cold climates. Every card is going to have the same information on it. So it'll look at the comfort. How comfortable is a person going to be in the winter or in the summer? And then what is the likelihood of condensation forming on the window? And then it looks at the annual energy cost. It breaks it down into summer, winter, and then the total for the year. Again, you'll notice the little information icons over each one, and those are all hover. When you hover over them, the information will pop up to give you more details about that specific rating. So, and also in each one of those boxes, you'll see the Learn More. If you click on Learn More or More Details, it will bring up a box that has all of the information expanded and in one spot. And it also brings up the description, which also, again, as with all of the other phrases and terms, they are defined so that when consumers are in here, they know exactly what they're looking at and what it means for their purchasing decision. Now, all of these items are defined on other pages within the Efficient Windows Collaborative site. But again, we want to keep people in the tool instead of having them need to navigate out to find a definition or an answer to something. We also have a picture of a sample label in this, and we wanted to show this so that when someone goes to make a purchase, it's not going to be the first time that they're seeing an NFRC label. So this is the card that will pop up with all the information on it. You can either then click View Products here, but I'm going to just X out of this and scroll down to a different option. I'm going to click on a good double pane window and click on View Products. This page is when a list of all of the manufacturers who have products that meet that criteria are going to show up. Again, all of the information that people have input previously into the tool will be stored on the left-hand side. And on this page is when that Energy Star logo will pop up. And that just gives consumers and users a confidence that all of the products that they're looking at on this page will meet the Energy Star criteria for their climate zone. So there is a new feature that I want to point out to everyone, and it is the Save Your Search feature. If you click Save Your Search, all you have to do is enter your name and email address, and you will be sent your search as well as a link that brings you right back to where you were in your search. And this is important because we recognize that when someone does a search, they may not be ready to go out right then and make a purchase. So we want them to not have to start over and to be able to jump right back to where they were. So now I'm going to look at the manufacturer's card, and each manufacturer's card is going to have the same information on it. The first is when the manufacturer is identified up at the top, and you'll notice this spot to the left is that's where a manufacturer's logo will go. And we'll talk a little bit about the manufacturer's portal later in the presentation, but this is provided by the manufacturer and they can change it at any time. And then also in the top, you have the name and a link to that manufacturer's website. And again, this is information provided by the manufacturer, and it can link out to either their homepage, or we recommend that you send consumers to a page where they can find out exactly how to buy one of your products. So then you'll see for this example, Anderson has 10 product lines that meet the criteria. So if you click View All, it will expand and show all of the products that they have available. And I'm just going to click on one of the products, and that's going to come up with that product specific performance ratings. Again, you have the website, and that is the same one that's provided earlier on the manufacturer's card. And then you have the specific performance ratings, including U factor, solar heat gain coefficient, and visible transmittance. Again, these are all defined for the users, so they don't have to navigate out to get any additional information. So also within that manufacturer's card, you have another opportunity to save your search. Same idea, putting in your name and your email address, but this is going to send you more information which is specific on that manufacturer. So to minimize that box, all you do is click less. And then scrolling down, you'll get all of the manufacturers that have products that meeting that criteria. And that wraps up a sample search in the window selection tool.